Let me know if this sounds familiar. You have a passion and you have a purpose, but you can't realize it because you have other obligations. You have family to take care of. You have bills that you have to pay. You have a career that you're working on, but it isn't your purpose and it isn't your passion. So, what do? How do you refocus your energy so that you can realize that purpose and that passion and let it become what you really want to be? And at the same time, meeting your other obligations. So, at some point, you have that switch and your purpose and your passion become your primary source of income, and you're able to let go of what you're not really passionate about anymore, but what are paying the bills. It's really hard, but what it comes down to most of all is perseverance, hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. And that last one, sacrifice, is the biggest one, because what that means is your nights and your weekends are consumed with building up whatever it is that you have that passion and purpose for, so that ultimately it becomes not only what drives you, but financially is able to allow you to move away from what perhaps you're not so passionate about anymore. And that's so critical in your journey moving forward. Now, sometimes you have a passion and a purpose that doesn't necessarily mean financial income, and it's not going to replace what you're doing, but you still don't have time to realize it because of these other obligations that you have. What it really comes down to is focusing your mind on making sure that all of your free time, all of your energy is not only consumed by what your obligations are, but that you make that time to make that shift. The hardest part of that, and this is all kind of personal experience, the hardest part of that is having the people that are dependent on you understand what your passion and your purpose really are to help you move yourself forward so that they can accommodate what you're trying to do. And it's sacrifice across the entire landscape. Everyone that's important to you should understand what it is that you're trying to achieve long term and what you want to do and why it's so important to you. What drives you? What is that passion? What is that purpose? And what does that mean to you now and in long term? And how are you going to maintain that? How are you going to really, really facilitate what it is that you want to do that really, really drives you? Most times, that passion and that purpose is something that's more career oriented. It's what you want to drive to. You don't want to do the 9 to 5. You want to be the entrepreneur. You want to take that entrepreneurial spirit and you want to turn it into something, but you're terrified of, you've got something stable here, but you want to go over to here. How do you do that? How do you make that leap? How do you take that leap of faith to say, this is really and truly what I want to do, and it may fail, and I have the security of this current environment, and I'm just terrified that what if it doesn't work and I give this up? And that's the hardest part. But what it comes down to is the self-belief system, believing in yourself enough to say, I am going to make this happen. And there's going to be stumbling blocks, and you never want to give this up until this is really established. And that's the hardest part. That challenge, it can be overwhelming, and it can tear you apart internally because you are so conflicted. Yes, you have to provide, but it isn't truly what you want to do. This is what I really want to do, but I'm terrified to do it. The more support you have around you, family, friends, those people that can help you move yourself forward, the more you engage them, have them become part of the mission, have them become part of the passion and the purpose. They don't have to feel the same way that you do, but when they understand what it is that you're truly trying to accomplish, they will help you cross that finish line. They're going to become your biggest supporters. The more you keep them out of the mix, the more you isolate them from what it is you're trying to do, the more confused they're going to be. And it could turn into resentment because you're not giving them the attention. You're not taking them, on vacations and doing the things that they want to do because you are so focused on achieving that dream, achieving that purpose and that passion and making it a real thing for you. And they don't understand it because you're not engaging them in the process. The more engaged they are, they can actually help you. They're going to look at the plan. They're going to look at what you're doing and say, how about trying this? How about doing that? And you need to be open-minded enough to say, you know what, that's a really good idea. I'm going to try that and see how that works. bring them into the fold, make them part of it, make them feel engaged in what you're doing. And then as you start moving yourself forward, it's going to ease it a little bit because they're going to be understanding what it is that you're trying to do. That sacrifices across the board, but over time, it will make a difference. Living your passion and your purpose, that's what it's really all about. That's where your joy and your happiness comes in, and that's where you're going to feel most fulfilled. The more fulfilled you are, the better you're going to be at it, and you're not going to be so resentful of what it is that you're doing today just to keep the lights on and food on the table. So as you're moving forward, really the message for today is follow your passion, follow your purpose, understand that there's sacrifices that go with it, and engage the people that are around you to better understand what it is that you want to do and why it's so important to you. And the more you engage them, the happier you're going to be and the more successful you're going to be. I wish you all the best. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later.